Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is a new moon in Scorpio reading, and the new moon in Scorpio is tomorrow, November 4th. And if you're watching this past the new moon or you happen to catch this after, it is a timeless reading. You can apply it to anytime you feel like, and actually the new moon energy is still with us. It's not like the new moon hits and then the energy is just completely gone. So if you happen to catch this a few days after, no big deal. And we are talking about the Lord of Pleasure. And what that means is that the new moon is at 12 degrees of Scorpio, which in the tarot, that correlates to the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is called the Lord of Pleasure. So we're going to be looking at where you find pleasure and enjoyment, where you can find pleasure and enjoyment now. And also this new moon is in opposition to Uranus, which means that it's very electrified. And when I'm talking about feeling electrified, we're feeling excitement and thrilling type of energy. This new moon is also conjunction Mars, and we've had a lot of Mars action with the new moons and the full moons in the last couple of months. So I feel like it's like, is Mars ever gonna get away from the sun and the moon? I feel like it's just been ingrained in the sun and moon recently, which, you know, if you want to get things done, it's a good thing. But if you're trying to remain calm and centered and all of that, it may be a bit of a struggle the last couple of months. But we are definitely going to be looking at where you find pleasure and enjoyment right now, or where you can find that, and also where you can find more excitement and thrills, and where the energy is feeling electrified for you. And we will definitely get into love as well. We might hit on other areas of your life too, but definitely love, romance, your connection with someone may come up here too, or a new connection may come up. We'll see how the piles play out. And for those of you that would like to join me for the extended reading, you can certainly follow me to my Vimeo channel if you'd like to go deeper into any one of these piles here. And you can watch more than one pile as well too. There are no rules. It's just whatever your intuition is telling you today. And let's see what else. For those of you that would like to follow me on Instagram or TikTok, details for how to do so are in my description box below. And for those of you that haven't checked out my new channel yet, Light of Ascension Tarot, there's a link in my description box below to my other channel, which is more like spiritual type readings on various different topics. And let's see what else. For those of you that would like a personal reading with me, details for how to do so are in my description box below. So with that being said, let's go ahead and see what today's energy has in store for us, and where we can find more pleasure, enjoyment these days, and where the energy is feeling a lot more electrified. Okay, so actually, yeah, I didn't go over the piles, but I'm sure you guys saw. The pile number 1 is the orange tea light. Pile number 2 is the red tea light. And pile number 3 is the white tea light. So make sure you choose your pile accordingly. And they'll be in my description box of the video will be timestamps to every pile as well. Okay, my dog is a little barky today. There's, for those of you that are on headphones, there's a big thunderstorm that moved through Austin this morning, and it's still really like rainy and dark today too, which feels kind of ominous, but it's real cozy weather. You know what I'm saying? It's real cozy weather. So let's go ahead and get into it for my pile number 1s. Let's do it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the orange tea light, and today's reading is a new moon in Scorpio reading called the Lord of Pleasure. And if you're wondering why I'm calling the reading this, you can listen to my intro. But we're asking about where you find pleasure. Where can you find pleasure and enjoyment now. It may be in a connection, it may be in something new, it may be in another area of your life, but we're going to take a look at it, pile number one. We're also looking at where things are becoming more electrified or more exciting, okay? So, and that's all because of this new moon in Scorpio happening on November 4th. So let's go ahead and get into it, pile number one. Also, if you want to follow me to the extended reading, there'll be a link below. If you want to go deeper into the energy of this reading, pile number one, let's go ahead and do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the lovely energy of my beautiful pile number ones. Help us clear our minds and cast our concerns aside, okay? And be fully present in the moment as we resonate into the energy of pile number one and this orange tea light. Okay, I feel like my hands are like kind of warming up, or they've got like kind of the pins and needles feeling in my hands a little bit right now. Definitely feeling the energetic connection. I feel like you guys have had the electricity, the electrifying energy that I was talking about. If you guys have had a lot on your mind, if you've barely had time to focus on how you feel in your body, or you just had way too many thoughts coming and going these days, a lot of distractions, Spirit saying come back to the body and focus and be present in the now. Pile number one. Spirit is also showing me a Barbie doll. For those of you that have children or nieces or even nephews, of course, too. But Spirit is showing me a Barbie. Maybe you played with Barbies when you were young, or Barbies came up recently in a conversation, or someone has the name Barb or Barbie. And Barb is an older name, but it could be a relative, an auntie, a grandparent, a mother, okay? But I am getting that. Let's see what else Spirit is gonna give me. I feel like Spirit keeps trying to give me candy these days, like marshmallow candies or candies that taste like that. I'm like, why, Spirit? Why do you keep giving that to me? Everybody wants some candy. I want candy, da, 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 da. You guys remember that song from back in the day? Let's see what else Spirit will give me. Juniper. They're telling me juniper, which is a fragrance. Do you guys remember going to Bath and Body Works back in the day and getting that juniper kind of fragrance? Do you remember that? I think it was like a green colored lotion. Let's see, what else? They're telling me the word trinket. All right, for those of you that were talking about that or heard that word recently, what else, Spirit? I'm also hearing Gemini, okay? So there might be, do you have a child that's a Gemini? Do you have a friend? Do you have a lot of Gemini energy in your chart? Well, and that definitely would explain the thoughts, right? Because just having a lot of thoughts right now and not being able to focus as much, pile number one. So you don't have to be a Gemini to have that energy going on. Let's go ahead and see what pleasure and enjoyment is now coming for you. Pile number one. We have storms, okay? And, you know, like I said, this morning in where I live in Austin, Texas, were some crazy thunderstorms going on. And, you know, it says here, like, you have what it takes to make it through. And I feel like for some of you guys, if things have been kind of rocky lately, and there you see the lightning bolts of Uranus coming to make things interesting, right? At least things aren't boring, pile number one right now. But, you know, the pleasure and enjoyment comes from the sense of accomplishment from making it through these storms. And even if there are changes to plans or things that come up that are like less than ideal, I feel like pile number one, you definitely have what it takes to make it through. And, you know, at least you're not bored is what I would say here. We have the Queen of Pentacles. And, you know, a lot of times the Queen of Pentacles is really focused on like her responsibilities and her duties. And, you know, the Queen of Pentacles can represent a Capricorn in the tarot. You could have Gemini Capricorn here because I mentioned Gemini earlier. I'm drawn, I feel like there's a pineapple in the background, which is interesting. But anyway, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is more like she's got a lot to do, she's got a lot to get done, and she's serious about what it is that she's doing. But I definitely see someone here who, you know, wants to suck on your toes, wants to caress your legs, wants to give you a foot massage, and is like, baby, come here, you know. And if you don't have this and you've been struggling to find somebody, or you've been struggling to get on the same page with someone or date someone, pile number one, and it's been a little bit rough here, I feel like, you know, the Queen of Pentacles looks very dignified in this position, but it also looks like there is somebody here who is really like worshiping at her feet, or literally loving on her feet and her legs, and is giving her a beautiful massage. Okay, so maybe that's where you guys can find some enjoyment, is in, you know, massaging, and somebody kind of like you taking care of yourself, of course, pile number one, but someone also being there to massage, to just help you if you've had a long day, let me take care of you, that type of thing, pile number one. We have the Nine of Wands. So for some of you, you may be having a lot of pleasure in public display of affection or attention. I was gonna say attention, or getting someone's attention in public when you're out and about. And yeah, and I feel like, you know, you're risque, pile number one. I feel like you're feeling risky and frisky these days. You're feeling a bit more risky than you have in the past. And maybe you're gonna have a little bit more time to enjoy yourself and be passionate and escape a little bit more in your passionate activities, quote unquote. And she looks here like she's unzipping his pants, or yeah, and they're out in public together walking around. And here, like, you know, you have your books with you, they both have their books. Maybe you're in school and you're studying something now, or you've just been reading a lot lately about a particular topic, but I feel like it's time to blow off some steam. Pile number one, we have the Strength card. Oh, baby, please don't go, right? I feel like the Lord of Pleasure hears you, like plastering yourself on your person. And I feel like if you're a guy watching this and you're into blowjobs, or you're into, well, what guy, well, maybe some guys aren't into that, but if you're into hand jobs or blowjobs, I feel like, you know, this energy is definitely coming your way. And for some of you in pile number one, if you like a big one, or you like big things, you know what I'm saying, pile number one, you know, this, I feel like it's like hard for her to even get her arms around this. And it's like, whoa, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. So talk about the Lord of Pleasure. I also feel like you guys are getting a lot of pleasure through overcoming things and getting to a point where you can finally relax and be really comfortable with the work and effort that you've put into, which is really cool. And we have the North Node and life's purpose here. So yeah, you guys finding a lot of pleasure in tackling the things where, you know, you can actually see yourself rising up on purpose here. And I love how, to me, this also reminds me of Leo in a way. Some of you may have your North Node in Leo, or do you know where your North Node is in your chart? But I feel like here, she's got her arms spread out way open, you know, and it's like stretching it out. And I feel like you guys are like, I've got this covered, you know, I've got it covered. I know what I love. I know what I want. And, you know, I feel like even in the last couple of months, pile number one, you've been understanding through the ups and downs in life, what your purpose is, why you're here, what you want to be doing, okay? And I'm getting embroidery. I don't even really know what that is. Is it a type of like arts and crafts? I do feel like there's a grandmother figure here too, maybe a Leo that liked embroidery, or maybe you are, but I am seeing that. That's only going to resonate maybe with a couple of you here. But I feel like, you know, it's like spread out your energy and be expansive about what your purpose is, right? And that's very pleasurable. When you know what you want, then you can withstand the storms and be strong and keep working towards it, right? Like when you finally know what you want, then hey, like it's all good. And we do have fire sign energy, Sagittarius and Leo here with strength and the Nine of Wands. We have grand trine and blessings. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, go get your blessings. And yeah, so a grand trine for you here. You may have a grand trine in your birth chart, and that's where things become really clear and really easy. And there isn't a lot of back and forth. And it's like, yeah, I know what I want. And it becomes a lot easier to go through life's ups and downs when you know what you want. And we have the star. Look at you, pile number one. Okay. Yeah, so I feel like you guys are just saying, you know what, I'm putting the past behind me and I'm not going to think about that anymore. I'm not going to obsess about it anymore. I see you guys, a pleasurable thing that's happening to you is your mind, I feel like is getting really clear, and you're getting very you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna let those old emotions or those old emotional storms drag me down or pull me down. I'm gonna stand proud and tall here, and my mind is clear, and I can move forward, without worrying about all these things, right? And I feel like, if you've been emotionally overwhelmed, or like I said, had a lot of thoughts bouncing back in your head, I feel like, it's very pleasurable to have that moment when you just feel that release, and you're like, wow, I know what I want, right? I really feel that's a central message of your reading here, pile number one, is I know what I want. And when I know what I want, I can put my effort in. We have You Are So Tempting, Temptress. Look at her with this red dress on. Okay, very beautiful energy. She looks like Spanish or Italian. Very nice eyebrows. Do you guys have really amazing eyebrows? I love people that can do like the really dark eyebrows, or maybe you just have that naturally. But I love how that looks. I mean, it's a very classic beauty kind of a face, okay? And I feel like you're very tempting to someone here. Whoever this gentleman caller here is on this Queen of Pentacles, you're very tempting to this person, and very ravishing, pile number one. So you are tempting, you are ravishing, and hey, and feeling like that, feeling like instead of you, like you're saying, no, don't go to somebody, it's now like finally someone is saying to you, don't go, right? Which I think, makes you feel like you're wanted, like you know where you stand with someone, which is always good, pile number one. Here we have the octopus, okay? And, like I said, if you've been really focusing lately and been trying to get through things and stay on your purpose and being really strong, I think there is actually some pleasure for you in just, spacing out, letting the body take over. I mean, maybe some of you need to smoke out. Whenever I see this octopus, I'm like, somebody's smoking out. Yeah, or you must be smoking and I'm not joking. Or maybe just, like I need a day where I don't have anything on my mind and I'm just carefree, and I can just sort of, it's like when your limbs just feel like kind of like, right? And you don't feel so tense or pressured. You're just kind of like, this feels good. Like that feeling when you get a massage. Okay, I like it. Pile number one. And we have Set, the Prince of Avarice. And yeah, so I feel like in the past, maybe you guys were with people that were very selfish and short-sighted, and where you were like, please don't go, or you wanted them to stay with you. And I feel like some of you have been through those storms in the past, and you're like, I'm not going to do that ever again, and I know my worth and my value now, and I'm letting go of everything, even the lessons. I feel like you're just like, I have a clear head now, and I'm not worried about that. okay? And another word on this card is ambition. So I feel like it's pleasurable for you right now, pile number 1, to be ambitious about what you want to do and your purpose, but not to get too short-sighted or get too like closed-minded about things. Instead, you know, just have a clear head about it. And we have friendship. So friendships, and look at that, it looks like a huge pot leaf in the middle. I love this card because I'm like, it looks like a big old, you know, pot leaf in the middle of friendship. But you know, maybe some really nice friendships around you, or some, and with the star card too, we can talk about Aquarius. And you know, Aquarians really, I feel like Aquarians can be loners, but if they do have someone as a friend, they put a high value on that. And yeah, so maybe finding some pleasure right now and just connecting with people if you have similar interests or certain things in common, and just connecting like on a mental level, and then physically kind of relaxing. And it says the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desire for connection with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. Yeah, this is where I feel like you're getting more pleasure, or more pleasure is coming to you, pile number 1, is this sense of mutual affection and appreciation, not just one person doing everything, not just one person being like, please don't go, or, you know, all of that. It's like mutual energy of like, I like you, you like me. It's pretty simple from that perspective, okay? So maybe there's a cool friendship right now that you're getting a lot of pleasure out of, or that you're really enjoying talking to someone new, or you're enjoying connecting with some different people or some new people, and it's refreshing your world and helping you change your mindset. We have lavender and serenity. Yeah, I feel like, you know, you guys may have put a lot of energy into you know, into a relationship, or being tempting to someone, or being, you know, like always having to show up for that person, always having to do what they wanted to do, etc., etc. And I feel like here, you know, you guys are just like, yeah, I'm good now. I don't have those kind of concerns anymore. And I'm not, you know, hanging on to anything really anymore. I know, like, within myself that I'm lovable, that others would want to be with me. And yeah, so I'm just going to give it a rest, and I'm just going to be serene in my knowledge of that, okay? Which is really good. I feel like you're not going to force anyone to like you. You're not going to force, and you're not going to put on any act for anyone to like you either, okay? Pile number 1, which opens you up to a lot more feelings of pleasure. We have water and emotional well-being. And this is card number 7, which is associated with the energy of Venus in the 7th house in astrology, which reminds me of emotional well-being in relationships, okay? Whether it's friendships, whether it's work relationships, whether it's romantic relationships, finding a sense of flow and emotional well-being, okay? And yeah, this is way different than maybe some of your connections before, where things got really murky or cloudy, because it's like, we don't really, like, someone's always above the other, or someone's on a pedestal. Either someone put you on one, or you put someone on one. It's this energy of equality, which, you know, mutual affection and appreciation, right? And we see the dolphin energy here too. So soaking up this water energy right now helps calm the storms within, pile number 1, and helps you to let go in your body and feel better about where you're headed and what path you're on, and not make you feel that you have to put on any act or any front, or that you have to work so damn hard, because I feel like you have been working hard. So there is a message here of relaxing and enjoying, okay? Let's go ahead and let's look at love and romance and see if there is any specific person that pile number 1 is thinking about, spirit. What message does this person have to pile number 1? There's the 9 of Wands again. There's the 9 of Wands again. I feel like a message of encouragement if things have been really hard. Some of you may have a friend in your life that has been telling you, like, I know things have been hard. I know things have been tough. This hasn't been easy. It's gonna be all right. Okay, what else does this person, someone's admiring your strength, I feel like here too. Pile number one, what a strong person you are, and they're acknowledging like how this has taken a toll on you as well here. I do feel like there's somebody that is, there's a King of Swords showing up here, which could be a Gemini. I mentioned Gemini in the beginning of the reading, or it could be any air sign, but the King of Swords definitely represents a Gemini. And this King of Swords is talking about how they're hurt, or how they've been annoyed by something, or how they've been hurt by something. Okay, here's the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, they're saying like, I've just been trying to do my work. I've been trying not to dwell on things. I've just been trying to stay focused. But this situation has really been on my mind. There's the Queen of Pentacles, which showed up in your reading again, and it was here. So I feel like you and this person, whoever you're thinking about, pile number one, you haven't been connecting as well as you did in the past, and there is some avoidance and hurt energy here. Do you guys know that song? I forget who sings it, but it just popped into my head. I've got hurt feelings, I got hurt feelings. And it's all like this whole song, like, all my friends went to the barbecue and they didn't invite me. I've got hurt feelings. I went and tried on clothes and they were a size too small. I've got hurt feelings. Okay, so I feel like you guys are like, yeah, I've been putting in the work, Natalie. I've been busy. I've been taking care of business. I've just been trying to keep my head down and stay productive and be strong. And, you know, and some of you may have been using work a little bit as a reason to kind of like, there might have been a cooling off period in a connection that you're asking about, pile number one, where, you know, things were just not flowing. And I feel like this person is saying, you know, I'm open to talk. I have, you know, I still have feelings for you. I'm open to talk. I'm open to discuss this with you, but I am still hurt. I feel like this person is saying, and I feel like you have just been trying to keep busy and, like I said, not overthink things, pile number one, okay? By staying very busy. We could have Virgo or Capricorn energy here with a Gemini or Sagittarius. Let's see what else. Let's see. What does Spirit want to tell pile number one about this situation, please? We have the Two of Pentacles. It's going to take a little bit of effort and work to balance out the energy between you two, because I feel like there's been a stalemate here and one person is still open. I feel open to, has an opening to discuss things, but is still kind of hurt. And one person is just, you know, doing I feel like there's a bit of a blame game going on, maybe pile number one. And I feel like maybe you're trying to avoid that, or someone here is trying to avoid that by just putting their head down and kind of working, okay? And just taking care of the day-to-day practical details. And Spirit is saying it's taken with the Two of Pentacles and the Hangman. The Hangman is also water, right? Where we talk about emotional well-being, and the Hangman is also where things can get a little bit murky. It's like, should I reach out? Should you reach out? Like, how do we rebalance this energy between us? And there could be some confusion about that right now. Maybe someone feels like they're doing more of the work than the other one. I'm also getting the word repetition, or something is feeling repetitive, or like a spinning of the wheels, okay? And I think for some of you, you kind of just, if you've been thinking about this a lot, I think your strategy of just kind of getting your work done and focusing and really just minding your own business, I actually think that's kind of a good strategy while this person works out, you know, what they're thinking and feeling. And I feel like this person, when they get hurt, they kind of like, they may shut down, or they may just be like, you know, like, you know, I don't really have much to say, or I'm just hurt, right? So I feel like Spirit is saying, just let this person go through the motions, and the way you're dealing with this situation is right. We have the 5 of Swords, so maybe there were certain things that were said because someone got uncomfortable and was tired of waiting, or just, you know, thought the other person was being very elusive and not really like stepping up in this situation here, and was being too elusive. So there might have been certain words that were said, or certain, you know, like something wasn't feeling fair. I feel like in the communication here, something was not feeling fair. And we have Page of Wands. So I think, you know, you guys are choosing not to focus on, you know, what this person is doing or what they have been doing. Some of you may feel like you've been strung along by this person, and that they haven't really been straight up with you about, you know, what's going on or how they feel. And I feel like you guys have just made the decision here with this Page of Wands to focus on, you know, your life purpose and your mission. And when I see the North Node and life's purpose here in this Page of Wands, I was also picking up the Leo energy. I mean, you have what it takes to withstand any storm, pile number 1. But the whole thing about the Lord of Pleasure is relaxing, enjoying people's company, not being so up in your head all the time, worrying about things, taking care of your own emotional well-being. Let the situations flow, let them work out, you know, let them just be what they are for a while. Spirit is giving me the name Samantha and the name George, which could just be initials, or SG initials. I'm also getting a T. Thank you, Spirit. It could be first name, last name, middle name of you or this person. And I feel like I'm getting the name Jeannie too, or somebody that has a J name here. But I feel like no matter what, I'm also getting the message like, hold me close. And, you know, talking about passion and pleasure, like the Page of Wands actively seeks out, you know, his or her pleasure. And it's like, you know what, I'm just going to focus on like the little things or the small things that I can do to make my life more interesting and exciting, right? And I talked about, you know, excitement or thrilling energy. Like, and I feel like some of you are like, yeah, if I focus on this too much, I end up getting really mad. I end up like, it's like a self-undoing, you know? I get mad, I get upset, I want answers. This person is just, you know, fucking off right now. And I feel like you guys are like, all right, fine. Like, I am just gonna go pursue my interests, my creative interests, my hobbies, my friendships, and we'll see what happens. Is that what I feel like you guys are saying in pile number 1? Like, we'll see what happens, you know? And in the meantime, I'm not gonna let it get me down, and I'm not gonna start anything either, because I'm just not in the mood to deal with that anymore. Like, I've made it through enough storms. I don't need to create more unease for myself or anyone else, frankly, is what I feel like you're saying, which is really, that's really mature, pile number 1. No matter what your age is, you're coming through as the Queen of Pentacles. You're coming through as being very mature. And I feel like this person's still butthurt, and they're trying to figure out what to do with their feelings, or how they should feel about it, or what they're going to end up doing about it. And, you know, I mean, they got to work it out, I guess, pile number 1. But the main part here that I'd like to focus on is like your handling of this situation, being very mature, and really just taking care of what's in front of you and what needs to get done, and also focusing on the little things every day that could make you happy, okay? So thank you so much, pile number 1. If you would like to go deeper into this reading, you can follow me to my extended reading if you'd like to find out more about this situation or what's happening in your life and what's going on with this individual. You can follow me to my Vimeo channel, and there'll be a link in the description box below. Thank you so much, pile number 1, and hope to see you again soon. All right, let's go ahead and move on to pile number 222. 222. 222. Let's do it. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the red tea light, and today's reading is a new moon in Scorpio reading, and tomorrow is the new moon in Scorpio on November 4th. But don't fret if you're watching this after, because the energy is still in the air. And we are having a reading called The Lord of Pleasure. And I explained in the beginning of the reading why this reading was called The Lord of Pleasure. So if you want to know, you can go watch it. But basically, we're looking at where can you find more pleasure and enjoyment in your life right now. And also, this new moon is in opposition to Uranus. So we're talking about where life is getting electrified for you and what excitement or thrilling things could be coming up, okay? And we may touch on relationships, other situations in your life. We'll see what Spirit wants to bring to us today. And first, we're going to look at your oracle, and then we're going to get messages from the tarot if there's a particular person that you came to this reading for, okay? Or you have someone in mind that you're asking about. So, and like I said, for those of you that want to go further into this reading, you can follow me to my Vimeo channel. There's a link in the description box below. Just make sure you choose pile number 2 for this reading. Let's do it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my pile number 2s, please, and thank you. I'm already getting something. Spirit is showing me the word pink, and you know how Victoria's Secrets would have, like, I don't know if they still even have this because I haven't been in one forever, but those pants that like say pink on the butt, you know, or like pants or shorts that say something on the butt. And I'm also getting someone that has a nice butt or is laughing or is giggling, and the color pink, okay, or just pink in general. Somebody could have pink in their hair, pink nails, be wearing a pink shirt, have their favorite color, but I am getting kind of like a giggling energy too, which is really interesting. Let's see. I'm also getting the color gray, pink and gray. Maybe somebody is wearing like pajamas with that on it or a shirt. Or some of you are going to fall in the pink camp and some of you are going to fall in the gray camp, meaning some of you are in the Venus camp and some of you are in the Saturn camp, like wah, Saturn camp, and pink camp, wee, you know, giggle, giggle. So we are going to bring it all together into one in the red pile here for you guys. Let's see if Spirit will give me anything else. I am getting a name like Joshua or the J names or Josh. And let me see. I'm also getting like a name that ends in Eddie or Addie or Eddie in the at the end of the name, like Janetti, or something that ends like in that sound, or Eddie. Let's see what else Spirit will give me. Jofina Sophia, or something about the goddess Sophia or Jofina. Let's see what else. All right. I feel like some of you, the Spirit's giving me the word terrorized. Okay. I feel like some of you maybe had a brother here where I'm getting this image of people having a sleepover and a brother and his friends like terrorizing, or like an older sibling being like scaring you or being like boo while you're like doing something, or a friend sneaking up. You know how siblings kind of do that to each other, how they kind of terrorize each other that way. I'm getting that. Thank you, Spirit. And Spirit is also giving me lemons or lemons. And so maybe you're having some lemon water, or or you decided I'm going to have lemon water recently, or you had something really good with lemon in it. Okay, so pile number 2. If you didn't hear anything in those channelings that represent you, do not worry, my loves. We have a whole reading to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. We have the Scarab, restoration of life and transformation. So yeah, things are changing and there is restoration going on for you right now. Pile number 2, which probably feels very pleasurable. And I mean, maybe, transformation doesn't always feel pleasurable, but the end result, when you feel like something is better than before, sure feels good. Let's see what else. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Somebody here could be transforming the way that they look, or cutting their hair, or changing their hair, or, changing something about their appearance in some way, or changing their lips, or nose, or clothes, or whatever it is. But we could have some Virgo energy here too, where you guys like perfection or symmetry, or you like things to look in a certain way, really nice. Or you're like, yeah, I need to get that haircut cleaned up that I got. It's not even, or I don't like it, or, whatever. I feel like, just kind of perfecting things is something that you can take pleasure out of, pile number 2 right now. And also something about your appearance and how you feel about yourself, and feeling like a true god or goddess, or feeling very desired and very sexual, or just feeling, or feeling wanted, I feel like here too, pile number 2. So we have the 8 of Swords, and again, I feel like, here she's looking a little terrorized, like someone's chasing after her. And I feel like maybe some of you went out on some bad dates, or maybe you had somebody that you're like, I don't really like that person. They're like super into me, or they want me, but I'm not into them. I feel like something about their face or something about their teeth is off to you, pile number 2, okay? Or you're just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not cute. I'm not really into that. And so maybe there's somebody or some dates that you've been on, or people that you've been talking to recently that you haven't liked their viewpoints or the way that they've acted, and you're just like, ugh, is what I'm kind of seeing here. Okay, so kind of getting away from those situations that just feel ick, I think is gonna feel really good for you guys. We have the 4 of Pentacles here, and maybe it seems like the people that you want don't want you, but there are people that you don't want that want you, like that kind of energy. And you guys are like, yeah, that needs to change. That needs to be transformed. That needs to change. I feel like you guys are like, yeah, I'm not going to keep, like, if somebody doesn't want me, I'm out. I'm not going to keep putting energy into it. I feel like some of you are like, yeah, I went out with someone and I think I made a really weird impression on them. Maybe that person was just too uptight for you, pile number 2. But then I also feel like you've been out with people or been around people that you're just like, and it doesn't have to be going out with. It could be friends, family, work situations where you've just been like, yeah, I really don't like that person's energy. I really, really, really don't like that. Okay. So I think some of this pleasure, where you're going to find pleasure and enjoyment, is, doing some of the stuff that you can do, like whether it's a new shirt. I feel like some of you are going to be getting a really cute new shirt, or, fixing your hair, or doing something like that, and you're going to be happy with it and you'll find pleasure in that. But I also feel like if the dynamics have been kind of off recently with someone and you've wanted to get away from that energy, I do feel you're getting away from that, which is pleasurable, okay? And we have Neptune here, so we could have Pisces energy, Capricorn, Virgo energy here. But I feel like you guys are just like, yeah, I realized that, I don't really need, like, if somebody likes me, it doesn't mean that I have to like them. And if I don't like them, I'm not hurting their feelings, and vice versa, right? And I think you guys are just, really understanding that right now. We have the moon. The moon. All right. And yeah, and I feel like what feels really pleasurable right now is dreaming and sleeping and, getting your feelings out in a poetic or artistic kind of a way. And also like perfecting things that you're working on, whether it's your appearance, whether it's artistic projects that you're working on. And I feel like, you find pleasure in expressing your feelings through art or through music or certain songs that you hear, or just feeling very poetic. I also feel you find pleasure from, sharing with others like what you're feeling and what's going on. And, you may find pleasure in listening as well to others. I'm feeling that high priestess energy, or you may be finding a lot of pleasure and enjoyment in spiritual pursuits right now too. And just getting centered with what you're feeling and why you're feeling that way, I feel like is pleasurable for you. We have the Three of Swords. So a situation or a person that you have wanted to get away from, that you might be like, I don't even know why I like this person. I don't even know why, I don't know why I thought that I liked this person. I really don't like this person. I really don't like them. Maybe something about them reminded you of a father figure, or maybe something about them, the way they dressed or the type of profession that they worked in. But I feel like Spirit's giving me the word creep. I feel like you found out that this person is a creep, or that they're not as good as you thought they were. And I feel like you're not confused by this anymore, which is like, thank God. It's like a relief, okay? Because you're like, okay, now I can finally just, and I feel like, you guys may be like, I don't know why I thought that person was so great. And it might have felt like, maybe you had that type of relationship with your father or a parental figure, or some type of rejection. Or maybe this person had like a quote unquote really good job, or was wealthy, or had some type of, was older and you were seeking their approval. But I feel like you guys are realizing this person isn't that great at all. And when it comes to like the spiritual and the emotional, this person really has no fucking idea like what they're doing. And I feel like this sets you free, and it brings about a pleasurable transformation that allows you to invest and work on yourself. Pile number 2. Yeah, it says, it feels like I'm slowly losing you, fading. And I feel like maybe at first this person chased you, but then the dynamic turned around, and then you were like, what the hell is actually going on here? And some of you may have been very confused about this and why this ending happened, or why this person acted this way, and why you felt the way you did too. But I feel like you're starting to understand this, and you'd rather just be done with it rather than have someone slowly fade out of your life, which just feels like torture or some type of terrorizing energy. And I feel like you guys are like, yeah, it makes me too nervous or too anxious, and it messes me up. I really don't want to be around that energy. And I feel like you're getting very clear about your feelings about something, pile number 2, which releases you, I feel, towards, focusing on your own spiritual transformation, your spiritual life, your feelings, your appearance, or working on goals, like when it comes to your health, things like that, okay? We have Stingray here with all 7 chakras lit up, talking about what is being electrified and what is bringing excitement and thrill-seeking energy into your life, as this new moon in Scorpio is in opposition to Uranus. And I feel like it's spiritual for you guys in pile number 2. I feel like it's rebalancing your chakras. I feel like it's finding vitality again. I feel like it's health, health is the new wealth, right? And I feel like for some of you, it's a spiritual awakening, or a Kundalini rising, or maybe you're finding a new spiritual discipline like yoga, or you're getting more into it, or you're taking certain classes, or you're doing things that really align your chakra system and really make you feel energized again. And it may have been with the stingray, this situation or these patterns in the past of dealing with this confusion and wondering, like, why am I in the inferior position here? And why do I feel like this person is like disgusted with me? I feel like some of you are like, what the fuck, you know? And I feel like you guys are just saying it really woke you up and you're just like, yeah, I don't need that energy in my life. That is not what I'm about, even spiritually. And I feel like with this person, your spiritual beliefs may have been very different from theirs as well. Pile number 2, okay? We have the Maestro, Master of Inspiration, Understanding, Community, and Ingenuity. And I feel like this is you guys, the Master of Inspiration, and having a new understanding, a deeper spiritual understanding, finding a community of like-minded souls, and being inspired to create artistically in some type of a way here. Take this heartbreak and pain and turn it into something, you know, really beautiful that is very spiritually enlightening for you. Pile number 2, okay? And that's cool. We have soul time. The energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God or the divine. Yeah, I feel like, you know, this situation of grasping at something and being really confused. One minute they're chasing you, one minute you're chasing them, just like confusing, ending in a bunch of like, why do I have bad luck when it comes to love? Like, why do I pick these Neanderthals, or, you know, or why do I pick people that just, you know, I don't know whether they're coming or going, this type of thing. I feel like you guys are just like, yeah, I'm putting that aside. I'm not really gonna, I'm spending some time healing is what I feel like you guys are doing. And I definitely feel you're active in dream time. You're active on the astral plane. And things are changing, okay? Things are definitely changing. And we have the full moon. Okay, so harvest. We have a full moon coming up. It's a full moon in Taurus on November 19th. It's also a partial lunar eclipse. So if you have planets near the, actually it would be the ending degrees of Taurus, because this eclipse coming up is actually, interestingly, it's on my sun in Taurus, which is at 28 degrees Taurus. So this is happening. Anybody that has any planets in the fixed signs, which would be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, in those last degrees, in those anaretic degrees of those 4 fixed signs, are really going to be feeling this full moon coming up in a couple of weeks on November 19th. So something is coming to a head, particularly in this situation. Something is getting very clear, something is being illuminated, and it's a crescendo, I feel like. So yeah, and I feel like it's time for you to harvest pile number 2, because you've been transforming, you've been working on your life, you have goals you want to reach, you have things you're working on and perfecting, you're working on your spiritual life and your inspiration and your creativity. So a couple months by now, it's going to be time to kind of harvest that energy. We have a wake up call, listen and take note. All right, so a wake-up call can be very electrifying and exciting and thrilling. Sometimes it's like nerve-wracking and it can make us a little bit anxious. But I mean, I feel like the trumpets have sound. You know, this reminds me of the Judgment card and how Archangel Gabriel is sounding the trumpet. And yeah, it's like big changes, right? There's a lot of plutonic energy here with the scarab and transformation and this wake-up call, but it's liberating. It frees you. And it's like, wow, I can really like do my work now. I can really enjoy who I am, and I don't feel like I'm constantly going back and forth like a ping pong ball here, okay? So pile number 2, very liberating, very freeing energy that allows you to dream and be inspired and get into your spirituality. And I think, you know, get into your soul energy, working on the astral plane, you know, working on your body and your appearance for those of you that like to do stuff, or your health. I definitely feel like this is where you're going to find pleasure and enjoyment now and coming up in the future. And the excitement and the wake-up call that you're getting right now is also becoming apparent, okay? So let's go ahead and see for my pile number 2 spirit. If they came here seeking particular information about a person, can you give me some messages about this situation, spirit, about this situation? We have the Ace of Wands, okay? So yeah, I mean, there's passion in this situation. You know, there's passion, I feel like, pile number 2. Let's see what else here. What else does Spirit want to say about this? The Moon, but it's really confusing. You know, there is, I feel like you get confused because, you know, when you're a passionate person, pile number 1, and or pile number 2, and you're very creative. And when you feel that sense that you're really drawn to someone and you can't figure out why it is, like, you know, it definitely messes with you a little bit, or it makes you feel, it may, you know, something starts off really strong, but then it kind of is like, well, but where is this all going? Where is this all headed, right? And there's something kind of romantic in a way about being tortured, kind of like a tortured artist, or you're not tortured in general, but you know what I mean? Like something like, wow, like, you know, there's something kind of tortured about it, I feel like, about wanting something so much, or wanting to manifest something so much, or that type of a thing here. We have the Hangman, and yeah, I mean, talking about that Neptune energy, and that energy, I was kind of getting that like martyr type of energy, or that sacrifice that we make for someone when we really just have an intuitive sense that this is my path and this is what I'm passionate about. So I'm just going to keep going down that path. And I feel like, you know, Spirit is talking about how your creativity is tied to you know, our creativity is like the way that we create and the way we do things is oftentimes the way that we love, because I feel like, you know, both are so tied together. And I don't know if you guys ever get self-conscious about this, because I am feeling like an energy whenever I feel like the camera is staring at me and during a reading, it's an energy of feeling kind of self-conscious. So maybe that happens to you guys too. You may feel a little bit self-conscious at times, but I feel like, you know, when it comes to what you're doing and what you're working on, or the fact that, you know, the way that you are an artist, or the way that you create, or the way that you manifest is also kind of the way that you love. And there is something of like a tortured artist to it. And there is kind of this Neptunian martyrdom a little bit here, pile number 2. But again, I also feel like Spirit is saying, you know, this is where you gain your inspiration from. And there is something very artistic and romantic going on within you right now, pile number 1, which may feel very pleasurable, but at the same, or why do I keep calling you pile number 1? Pile number 2, but at the same time feels very like I could lose everything, or, you know, or I could just stay in this place forever, like this kind of energy. We have the Wheel here, the Wheel of Fortune. So Spirit is saying that you kind of have to, in this situation, for those of you that are asking about, Spirit keeps wanting to direct this reading back to your creative abilities and what you're working on right now. but I know you want to hear messages from this person, pile number 2. I gotta be honest, I feel like this person is kind of lost in space right now, okay? And I feel like, you know, you can hem and haw, you can, you know, ask why, you can just roll the dice and see where things go. You can kind of do this type of thing, but at some point, I feel like you guys are going to kind of be like, yeah, this is a little bit pointless, is what I kind of feel you guys are going to do. And you're going to be like, I need to see like real action. You know, passion isn't enough. Wanting and needing and throbbing and, you know, whatever you want to say isn't always enough. You know, we need to see like real action here. I feel like it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's like, is this person coming or going? Am I coming or going? And you can see like someone's falling off the wheel, like completely falling, you know, barely hanging on the wheel. These other people, they're all facing different directions and going different speeds and going different directions. And, you know, it's kind of a free for all, you know, and, some people really thrive in that energy creatively, like the chaos, you know, like the creative chaos of it all. But I also, and that can feel very pleasurable too when it comes to like sex and it comes to like creativity, like that can feel very pleasurable. But when it comes to like, you know, defining a relationship, what do they call it? DTR, define the relationship. When it comes to that, I feel like it's a little like, I don't know, like what the F is going on, you know? And I get your frustration with that pile number 2, you know, because I feel like you are a very creative being. You go with the flow. There's something sexy about, you know, the sacrifice and the yearning and the creativity and the movement. And some of you may be very beautiful dancers or move in a really sexy way, okay? But, you know, when it comes to defining the relationship, I feel like everything's up in the air. And I feel like that is what's hurting right now, pile number 2. And maybe some of you are okay with it. Maybe you're just like, yeah, whatever, Natalie. Like, I'm going to go with the flow and I'm just going to enjoy myself. And if that's you, pile number 2, then cool. If you don't feel the need to define a relationship right now, then hey, like flow with the energy, you know. But if you are feeling like, oh, I've been doing this all the time, I'm kind of sick of it, then you know, then yeah. So let's see what else we have here. We have the 6 of Wands. So I feel like, you know, there's this need to be seen. There's a need for victory. There's a need for feeling like we've accomplished something and that, you know, we can bring it and we're being recognized for our efforts, right? Whether it's in a relationship or in our creative endeavors, that we're actually being recognized for our efforts. And that's something, yeah, and the 8 of Pentacles, bills, right? You know, Destiny's Child. Can you pay my bills, my automobiles, my telephone bill, right? I feel like some of you could be, like I said, creative artists, actors, musicians, you know, whatever it is that you are, like getting yourself out there, getting your work out there, having the energy to do that is important. But sometimes it's this 8 of Pentacles. It's like bills, right? Like, just details, bills. I'd rather be fishing, you know, I'd rather be doing anything besides that. We have the King of Swords. So talking about the need to make some decisions about, you know, monetary things or a job or commitments or, you know, just time to make some choices here. And also the King of Swords is really that define the relationship kind of energy, right? And I feel like, you know, at some point people may get a little bit tired of the fantasy and just hanging around and just, wow, flowing with the energy. The King of Swords is more like, let's define this. Let's define this relationship. We need to look at all the details, all the fine points here. and define what's going on. So the King of Swords in the tarot can be a Gemini or any air sign in general, but let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see what else Spirit would like to call to the, okay, Five of Swords. So I feel like, you know, if you try to bring up to this person, like, look, you know, I'm the one, 10 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I'm the one that is trying to figure out all the details here. I'm the one who's trying to understand where you're at and understand, you know, or I'm the one here that's working really hard for us to get us to a certain outcome. And it doesn't seem like you're doing a whole lot here to show that you care. I feel like this person is going to probably take offense to that, pile number 2, and they're going to, you know, I mean, I feel like one of you could be really focused on your art and getting yourself out there. One of you may be a public figure, and the other one is worried about money or things coming up or contracts or things that details that need to be looked at. And, you know, and I feel like with this King of Swords and Five of Swords, it could feel like if we make a decision now, like you and this person, or if this person makes a decision now, people aren't in the right headspace to really make some important decisions. And if we did try to force the issue right now, it may end in a abrupt ending, or just, you know, things being said that people can't really take back, okay? So there is something about timing here and waiting for the right time to kind of talk about this situation with this person. If there is a particular person here that you're thinking about, pile number 2, okay? And let's get one more card to close the reading. Any advice here for my pile number 2s? We have the Three of Pentacles. So there is a lot of things that need your attention right now. King of Wands or Knight of Wands is on the bottom of the deck, which could be a Leo. I also feel Sagittarius here. Yeah, there could be a lot of other things that are, actually there could be somebody else that wants to be with you that's more available as well, pile number 2, or that is coming up on the bottom of the deck, which means it's, you can't see it right now because it's hidden, but you know, a breakthrough is what I feel like, okay? For right now, it's head down, doing the work, and finding pleasure in the everyday things that you do that are enjoyable for you when it comes to work, when it comes to the goals in your life, when it comes to, you know, crossing things off your to-do list and taking care of things. That way it's not weighing on you, and then you can just get around to the fun stuff. I feel like is also something Spirit is talking to you about right now, just kind of staying focused on what's in front of you. Interesting pile number 2, because pile number 1 kind of had a similar message, which normally doesn't happen, you know, but definitely Spirit wanting to talk to us about these issues right now. It seems like pile number 2. If you'd like to go deeper into this reading, into this situation that we were speaking about here, you can follow me to my Vimeo channel. The link to my description, or the link to my Vimeo channel, is in the description box below. Thank you so much, pile number 2, and I hope to see you again real soon. Take care. Let's go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Let's do it, pile number 3. Okay. Take a drink of water. Let's do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the white tea light, and today is a new moon in Scorpio reading. And the new moon is tomorrow, November 4th. If you're seeing this before or after, no matter. The new moon energy is still with us. It's still going to be around us. This new moon in Scorpio is conjunction Mars and opposition Uranus. And the new moon in Scorpio in the tarot is at 12 degrees, and that corresponds with the Lord of Pleasure, or the Six of Cups in the tarot. So this reading is about where you can find more pleasure and enjoyment right now. Also, because this moon is opposition Uranus, we are talking about where things are getting electrified in your life and where things are getting more exciting, thrilling, or interesting. Pile number 3. So for those of you that would like to go deeper into this reading, pile number 3, you can follow me to my extended reading. There'll be a link in the description box below. Pile number 3, who is feeling that Uranian kind of like nervous energy, that Uranian energy? It's definitely on the rise, and I can feel it in your pile. So pile number 3, spirits, angels, and guides, lovingly, please connect me to the beautiful energy of my pile number 3s. Make us in pile number 3 wealthy, healthy, and wise by your guidance, Spirit. Okay, pile number 3. Let's see. Spirit is bringing me the image of a beaver. So maybe some of you guys are taking care of your beaver, finding pleasure in that, or you're getting waxed. Also, maybe some of you, which isn't that, I mean, I've done it before. It's not pleasurable, but you know, afterwards it's fun. Okay, right? I mean, some of those things you have to do that's like, whoa. Also, beaver energy, talking about being very busy, having a lot going on. I feel like some of you may be having appointments or having to fit things in at the last minute is kind of what I'm getting. Pile number 3. Let's see what else is coming through for you. Tantamount. Spirit is saying the word tantamount to me. Maybe some of you saw it used in a sentence recently or written somewhere. I don't know where Spirit gets these things from. I'm also seeing boxing or talking about boxing or just the workout. Like boxing can be a really good workout too, or kickboxing can be a cool workout, or just that kind of like tough, you know, kind of like stance, you know, that boxers kind of take, like that superhero. Maybe some of you are playing video games with that type of, it reminds me of Mortal Kombat in a way. I don't know, is that game still even out? That was like the one video game that I liked playing back in the day. Let's see what else I can get. Yeah, Spirit is talking to me about nerves or being nervous about something coming up. Some people here may have some nerves right now. And Jacksonville, Spirit is telling me Jacksonville, which is a place in Florida, I believe, or names that start with J or the name Jack could be coming up here too. Jacksonville or Jackson or Braxton or Paxton, okay? And let's see, oil change. Maybe some of you guys need to get an oil change, or you've been planning on doing that for a while now. But yeah, Spirit is being very practical, pile number 3. So we're going to talk about where you can find pleasure and enjoyment. We're going to get into the oracle now, pile number 3. We have travel, make plans, time to move on. Okay, so planning for something ahead, whether you're saving up money, whether you're saving up your resources, whether you're, I'm also seeing Shein, that clothing brand. Maybe some of you got stuff off of there. And I'm seeing a little puppy here too, like laying down and resting, looking back at me, kind of like looking at me. My dog is so cute right now. She's sleeping, but she's not looking at me, but she is sleeping. Maybe some of you have a dog. I'm seeing the number 7. Okay, to me, number 7 is associated with the 7th house or Libra in astrology, or somebody could have a birthday in the 7th month, or your birthday adds up to a 7, like, for example, the 25th or the 16th, or it's on the 7th. I'm also seeing the number 19 here. I'm also seeing a name like Estella or Stella here, Stella, or names that ends in E-L-L-A, like Ella. Let's see what else. Yeah, I feel like, so Spirit is just saying, you know, whether you're saving up for something or you're getting ready to make a plan or you're thinking about going somewhere, Spirit is saying, yeah, like going somewhere and getting away from your everyday routine you could really find a lot of pleasure and enjoyment in traveling right now. Pile number 3. Ooh, the Tower, talking about somebody needing to get off and needing to feel the burn. Burn, baby, burn, right? Maybe somebody needs to exercise or get, you know, like I was talking about kickboxing, and, you know, it can feel good. Like after a workout, you're like, wow, that feels good. I feel powerful, right? And somebody here needing to feel like dominating or powerful, or needing to get some aggression out or some anger out, or to travel some, you know, to move, to kind of shake things up, right? With Uranus and thrilling or electrifying energy, like with the Tower, taking a risk, you know, not playing nice, right? Just kind of like, I'm gonna go for it, right? I'm gonna do what I want. I saw a TikTok video where someone's like, I'm ghosting my entire life. Like I'm leaving the country and not telling anyone. Maybe that would be very pleasurable for you. Pile number 3, we have the Fool. Wow, talk about enlivening and crazy, awesome, El Loco. Don't you know I'm loco? The Fool type of energy. It actually says El Loco here. Yeah, don't you know I'm loco? What does that mean in Spanish anyway? But I'm horrible, pile number 3, because I really don't know any other languages. I know a little bit of French, but I am gonna try to learn Spanish. Yeah, this is Uranus and Mars, and the moon is conjunction. This new moon is in conjunction to Mars and Uranus. So you're gonna feel it big time. I feel, pile number 3, the need to kind of break out of circumstances, the need to kind of shake things up, to shake your routine up, to get out of the normal and the average. I feel like some of you are going to be super horny and you're going to want to hook up, or you might hook up with someone you wouldn't normally hook up with. I feel like some of you may be like, I'm going to shoot my shot. There's somebody really hot that I want to talk to, and I'm just going to shoot my shot anyway. Like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, pile number 3. So very interesting energy. You guys have some interesting energy. We have the 5 of Swords. But, you know, I feel like you guys are just like, and this 5 of Swords is not, you can see her butt, which I like. And her dress looks all torn. And she's like, I don't care. You know, she looks like she's going to pee outside. Just free balling it, pile number 3. And there's someone over here that's like, wait, help me, or come back here. And I feel like you guys are just like, nah, you know, I'm gonna keep on walking. And, you know, some of you guys look like you got mauled to death by a cheetah over here, and maybe someone got left behind. Help me, you know, and you guys are just like, nah, you know, I need something a little more controversial, right? I feel like you guys are saying that, like Eminem in that song, because it'd be so empty without me, right? Where he sings that song. I think it's Without Me, because we need a little controversy, right? And I feel like some of you in pile number 3, you need a spanking here with the bare ass in front of me. Pile number 3, do you need a spanking? Do you need to talk back? Do you need to be a little bit bratty? Are you just like, you know what? That's cool if you want to stay back and, you know, wait for someone to come and help you, but like, I'm out, you know? I feel like for you guys, we have the 6th house and routine. So I was mentioning routines a lot from the, you know, channeled messages that you're reading, and also just during your reading. And I feel like you guys have been bored, or maybe you just need to get out of this routine, or maybe you've had like a lot of appointments and things that you've needed to keep. I have to go to the dentist next week, which, you know, I go every 4 months, so it's not a big deal, but I mean, it's not fun. I also have an eye doctor appointment. So it's like, yeah, things need a tune up. I mentioned an oil change, pile number 3 as well. And I feel like some of you, if you're around the age 30, or you're around your Saturn return, you're like, yeah, I need some new routines right now. Like when it comes to working out, or when it comes to just shaking up the energy. And I feel like some of you are itching to kind of, you know, mix it up and make some new plans, all right? Because I feel like a lot of you have been taking good care of your health, or you've been trying to, but now it's like, yeah, now I'm in the fuck it phase, okay? Pile number 3. So good for you. We have Black Moon Lilith and mystery, right? So I feel like, yeah, we need a little controversy, right? With Black Moon Lilith. And, you know, Lilith as herself was, you know, the mother of demons, and, you know, she created like the succubus and the succubi, I guess I should say. And, you know, Lilith is pretty ass-kicking type of energy. And it's also like, what am I, you know, who knows what I'm gonna do next? You don't know, I don't know, I'm me, I'm just doing me, and whatevs, you know, BT dubs, whatevs, and pile number 3, okay? And I also feel like some of you may be learning about, you know, like goddess energy, or, you know, some of the dark goddesses as well, like Kali, or just, you know, kicking ass. Like, you know, I think of Jennifer Lopez in that movie Enough, when she starts training really hard and then she just starts kicking ass everywhere. So that's pretty cool. Talking about it, investigating the mysteries of life as well, could be like very enthralling or thrilling. Looking at astrology, looking at occult studies could be very interesting for you. Here's the Queen of Wands. You're like, I get on my knees for no one unless it's good. Pile number 3. Yeah, I like your energy, pile number 3. And, you know, I feel like you guys need to be, again, with the booty in people's faces, looking for spankings. Someone's a little bratty. But I feel like you guys are like, yeah, if you can handle me, if you can handle my energy, like I'm too hot for you. Okay, so confidence, right? Confidence, belief in oneself, you know, kind of bringing on that like dark goddess, like man-eater kind of archetype, pile number 3. I gotta say, I'm loving your energy, and I'm loving your confidence. And sexual confidence, I feel like, is a big part of your pile too. And if you have felt judged before, or you grew up in a very religious environment, or you had to placate yourself for someone else so they didn't feel bad, I feel like you guys are like, nah, I'm done with that. I want, you know, I want liberation, sexual liberation, okay? It says body, mind, and soul, exploring every inch of you and studying. Okay, so studying and exploring every inch of you, body, mind, and soul. So this is like deep intimacy, deep connection, deep sexual connection, exploring someone inside and out, and somebody kind of doing this to you, pile number 3, exploring every inch of you, studying you, watching you, like in a way that you like. I feel like, okay. We have Leo the Lion here, and we have the Queen of Wands, which could be an Aries. We can have an Aries and a Leo. We could also have Scorpionic energy here with the Black Moon Lilith. And when I think of Black Moon Lilith, I think of Scorpionic. We could have Sagittarius energy here as well, Aquarius. But yeah, with this lion energy, it's like, don't cry for me, Argentina, you know, like I'm good, you know, I'm good. And talk about the noble lion and fire energy. I feel like this new moon in Scorpio, the pleasure for you is in taking a risk, going outside of the normal routine, being sexual, being in your sexual power, trying something you haven't done before, being proud of who you are, like these kinds of things, all right? And also taking things on too with the lion, like, you know, hey, I don't like that. And being a leader and stepping out, pile number 3, good for you. The thinker, the father of knowledge, instruction, and reinvention. So yeah, I feel like you guys have spent enough time like researching things and studying things. Now it's time for some action. It's time for some excitement. It's time to get out there and do something, right? And they always say, you know, those who can't do, teach. which I don't always agree with, right? Because, I mean, I love to teach, but I also love to do. And I think, you know, you can't really teach unless you know how to do, but whatever, you know, but I feel like you guys are just like, yeah, I want to get out of my head. Like I've been way too in my head, or I've had a lot going on. I've been thinking about a lot. I'm ready to get into my body. I'm ready to have some fun. And I don't really want anyone else telling me what to do. I feel like that's where you guys are at. We have the 6th chakra here. The energy of the third eye supports our inner sight and intuitive abilities. So you may find a lot of pleasure and enjoyment right now and excitement in working with that third eye, working with your crown chakra. You can see the head is like split open here and the crown is like receiving information directly, okay? And yeah, I feel like you guys are just like, yeah, it's fun to experiment, right? It's fun to experience things and experiment with things and test my intuition and think of new things. And for those of you who are tarot readers watching this video, like being a little bit more risque or being a bit more, you know, expressive and out there with the things that you're allowing yourself to do or thinking about, not asking anyone for permission, just being like, fuck yeah, you know, I like it. We have amethyst and balance. And amethyst is another stone associated with the third eye, right? So something that's going on right now too is you're finding pleasure and enjoyment in thinking, but also knowing, right? And the third eye is where we just know, right? And you're very knowledgeable, you're very smart, pile number 3, but there is something here about balancing your intuition with your thinking mind. And, you know, they're both very strong. Your left brain and your right brain, I feel, pile number 3. It's just, you know, when do you need to kind of balance it out a little bit? When have you been too much in your brain instead of kind of knowing versus thinking, right? So I do feel like you guys are really wanting to strengthen your third eye, and it can be very exciting and electrifying and pleasurable to, you know, explore every inch of our psychic abilities as human beings. Like that's very pleasurable too, okay? And one more card here for the oracle cards. We have blessings and thanks, abundant universe. Okay, so this is having everything you need and want at your disposal so that you can really you can be free, right? You can go places, you can try new things, you can take some risks, right? When you have enough, when you feel like you have enough and you're in that energy of gratitude. And this reminds me of the 10 of Pentacles, right? So just knowing materially that you're taken care of and everything's going to be okay from that perspective. And I'm seeing music here too. So maybe some of you are in music or you make music or just listening to music that is very like, you know, putting food, putting music, putting things in you that make you feel energized and abundant and positive and successful. Kind of like, you know, a boxer would amp themselves up before a fight, like listening to different great music, things like that. So these things are very pleasurable, and this is very Mars-Uranus energy. And I'm happy you guys got this pile because pile 1 and 2 were different energies, great energies, just different, okay? So, I mean, as far as a person here, like, you know, in the other piles, let's just ask spirit, you know, maybe some of you came here thinking of a particular person. Yeah, I feel like you guys don't really want to talk about a particular person, all right? 9 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. You're like, dear God, Natalie, don't bring up a particular person. Like, my reading has been so upbeat and positive and so, like, middle fingers to the sky. For God's sakes, Natalie, I don't really want to talk about this issue or this person or, you know, or just like depressing shit or like money thing. Like, don't even bring it up, Natalie. I feel like you guys are saying to me, okay? But let's see. Let's go ahead and see what would Spirit like to tell pile number 3 additionally, please. What would Spirit like to tell pile number 3? The Star. Aw, that's more Aquarius, Uranian type, Uranus energy and Uranian type of energy. For those of you that are studying astrology, or you're studying intuition, the goddess, you're studying these things, I feel like your knowledge is very illuminated. Whatever it is that you're studying or thinking about, it doesn't have to be in those areas. I feel like you're getting a lot of illuminations to your knowledge, and you know, you're sharing what you know with others, and it's just a very cool process. And I feel like you're like, yeah, I'm a thinker, but I don't want myself to, I don't want to be limited. You know, I don't want to be limited. Sky's the limit. And yeah, so even like rebellious thinking or thinking about new ideas that you haven't even thought about before is very thrilling and exciting, okay? Or hearing new things that you've never heard before. And also, yeah, vulnerability as far as sharing with others. We have the Fool. Wow, again, twice, pile number 3. It's like, yeah, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new me. And doing things that really surprise the people in your life. They're like, damn, I wasn't expecting that from pile number 3. Pile number 3 is really interesting and different and unique, which is cool. That's very inventive, pile number 3. And we have the 8 of Cups. You guys are like, yeah, there's just situations I don't really want to focus on or look at right now. I'm not really into that, Natalie. And I'd rather just not, and instead focus on my way forward and the new things coming into my life, and you know, how I can change and grow, and the places, oh, the places you will go, like that novel by Dr. Seuss, right? Or that children's book, oh, the places you will go, with the Fool card here. And the Star, like just believing, yeah, my destiny is to be blessed, and I am blessed, okay? And whatever was going on emotionally within, you know, if there was, I feel like you guys are kind of disassociating from, if there's been any fights in your family or in your relationships or in a friendship or whatever it is. I feel like you guys are just like, I don't really want to be a part of that anymore. And if I were to keep pursuing that, like, I know that it would just bring me a lot of inner conflict, and I don't really, like, I can do it, I can get in there, but I don't really want to put my energy into that. And I feel like if you guys do have like emotionally restless energy or anger because of something from the past, I feel like channeling it into these physical things is really good for you, because it helps take the pressure off, you know, some of those emotions that may be kind of heavy, maybe still kind of a little bit heavy in you, pile number 3, okay? We have the 10 of Wands. So, you know, like you guys are like, hey, I'm ready to be done with this phase. I'm ready for something new. I've been, you know, really pressing hard in a particular area of your life. And I feel like you guys are just like, yeah, I'm seeking the path of least resistance. If I have to start over, then I have to start over. You know, I just want to be done with certain phases of my life, maybe even the last 5 to 8 years or 5 to 8 months, things have been heavy and you guys are just like, you know, I'm ready to be done with that phase, and I'm ready to start something new here. And I feel like that energy is very refreshing. I mean, you've done a lot of good work in the past, pile number 3. So what I would say is, don't discount the inner work that you've done or what you've learned, etc., because I feel like you've done quite a bit here, but you are due and ready for an oil change. Pile number 3, you are due and ready for a brand new, you know, perspective shift, going to some new places, seeing some new things. Here's the Justice card. We had Amethyst, balance, and then we have Justice with balance here. So I feel like you guys are like, yeah, I'm first of all, I'm dead sexy, and I'm also dead serious about, you know, because I feel like her eyes, like she's looking at me, I'm dead sexy, right? But I feel like you guys are like, yeah, I've just come to the point where it's not worth it to me anymore to like give my energy to the past or to old situations or to I was done with that a long time ago, Natalie, and now I'm just in a place of, you know, like pursuing what it is that I want. And I feel you guys are thinkers and you do think about things. You do think about whatever happened in the past at times, but I feel like mostly like you're just, you know, you're just wanting a sense of equilibrium in your life right now. And, you know, if things were really heavy in the past, like now it's time for things to be lighter is what I feel for you, pile number 3, okay? So if you would like to go deeper with me, pile number 3, you can certainly follow me to your extended reading. If you'd like to go deeper into this reading, there will be a link in my description box below to go directly to my Vimeo channel. Just make sure that you pick pile number 3 for this particular reading. Thank you so much, everyone. Happy new moon in Scorpio. Everyone stay blessed and be blessed. And I hope to see you again real soon. Take care.